Rogers MasterCard, the fee cashback card in Canada. Visit rogersbank.com.
I have to be honest, if I'm at this Green Day show, this is the moment of the show where I'm like, is this a new song?
It sounds like
a new track?
Too, yeah.
I thought we were going somewhere else. Both Tammy and I
Yeah,
did.
we were like,
no. Well, you know, you gotta have some songs where you go get a drink, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or go to the toilet, as they say. Welcome back to BT. Tammy, Mayor, and Sid here with you. If you were wondering why there wasn't a Leaf game on Saturday night, so am I. But the actual reasoning is that the Leafs were in Sweden along with 3 other National Hockey League teams for their global series. And a lot of eyes, really all the eyes, were on William Nylander, the biggest arguably Swedish hockey player in the world. And I got to give this kid a lot of credit. Not only did he score the tying goal in Friday's win over Detroit, Leafs went on to win that game, but yesterday in overtime, this was around 10:30 a.m. our time, Nylander in OT cuts as good as good. So everyone's there to see a local hero be the hero, and it cometh the moment, cometh the William. This is the type of thing. That's his dad, Michael Nylander, by the way. Like he was in a Green Day mosh pit going crazy. So I can't say enough how impressive it is for a kid to kind of rise to the occasion like this. It's very difficult to do. And he did it not just in one game, but in both of them technically. So the Leafs had a good weekend taking 4 out of 4 points. This replay is kind of worth it. Riley here with a great block, Morgan Riley. And then away goes number 88, and you see just the price tag on re-signing him going up. Went up another $500,000 right about there. So, I mean, just as a Leaf, so I know you're a big-time Leaf fan.
Yeah.
On one side, great, Leafs get 4 out of 4 points. Nylander's the hero. But I can't help but keep going back to the fact that he's a free agent in a couple months, really. It's longer than that, but you know what I'm saying. July 1st of next year. How do you look at that moment?
I mean, we were talking about before they left, and I know there was some sort of grumps about kind of them going over there and taking them out of their regular routine and their sleep and how it's going to affect the season. But, I mean, to see, I'm going to call him a kid like that in his home like that, and we talked about his Nana being able to see it, and it just, I think it's the perfect example of when, you hope a moment goes a certain way because you know he was hoping it went that way, and it did, and I'm just, couldn't be happier for him, and get that money, Nylander. Get that money, that free agent money.
Price is going up. Some Leaf fans, I know Leaf fans enough where they'll focus more on the contract than any result this season. How do you look at that?
When I see that, though, all I think about is being under that kind of pressure and being able to rise to the occasion. I feel like for him, the reason why he was able to do it, not once, but twice, like 2 different games and be that hero is because this was the first time, and when is he going to be back in Sweden in front of his entire family, Nana included, to be able to show off and show out like he did. And he did it, and I love that kind of story. And yes, the price tag, I feel like the price tag is not just going up there. I think that as the season continues, we could be seeing, a couple of other teams maybe wanting to grab.
Oh, yeah.
But hopefully he stays.
There's plenty of interest out there.
Yeah.
Again, the Leafs have played 17 games this season. He has a point in every one of those games. And I personally, and I think we've all done this at different points of our career, I think this is a universal professional truth. People who bet on themselves and win inspire most of us. Like Fred VanVleet in this city for a long time had bet on himself as the mantra. Wasn't drafted, was kind of humiliated draft night, had a ton of family around him, didn't go his way. He goes, I'm going to bet on myself. William Nylander could have signed before the season. He says, no. I'm going to make Mitch Marner money. No. And the Leafs kind of laughed at that. Well, who's laughing now? He's one of the best players in the National Hockey League. Now, it's not December yet. Wake me up when November ends. I know that's not the exact Green Day song, but right now it's inspiring to see this kid operate like that. One Morgan Riley note, because we showed Morgan on the winning goal yesterday. The job that William Nylander and some of the Leafs did with fans in Sweden, because I was hearing a friend of mine, Steve Dangle, who is covering this for his podcast in Sweden. There are people from all over the world at this thing in Sweden. It's not just Swedish fans. So the Leafs have run into a lot of people, and they've been amazing. Morgan Riley met a young fan who was named after him. And it was just, if we could just run this a little bit.
How you guys doing? Good, you? Good. How you doing? Good, you? Whereabouts you from?
Her jaw was on the floor here as this went along.
Well, we're from...
And if you know Morgan at all, this is nothing new to Morgan. This is kind of who he is.
No, he knows how to do
And this is just one of many awesome fan interactions that the Leafs had, and quite frankly, the NHL needs going forward. And I thought the Leafs, in general, I've criticized the Leafs now and again in my time. I thought they did a heck of a job over the weekend. I thought this was great.
Look,
I really did.
maybe this was the kind of trip they needed. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see when they get back on the ice at home, or but this could be the turnaround point.
This is the sweetest thing I've ever seen.
Isn't it? Isn't it sweet?
Yeah.
Oh.
This was after a practice, an open practice, and it was a lot of that. And William Nylander also was very, very busy. Anyway, a successful trip, and the Leafs are going to come home and be tired for a month and lose a lot of games. So that's how it's going to go. I'm telling you. They're exhausted. I'm not saying a rip.
We were going in a good
We were
direction.
getting somewhere.
You know what? Or they might not.
Yeah, or they might not.
Or they might
Marner
not.
getting 400 assists.
400
Come
assists,
on.
Mitch Marner.
Hitting that.
Positivity. You know what? I take it back. Leafs are going to win the cup. Coming up here on BT, Tammy's got news. Also, the upcoming, speaking of winning the Stanley Cup, the Disney animated musical Wish invites audiences to the magical kingdom of Rosas. Coming up at 7:40, veteran voice actor Alan Tudyk joins us in studio to chat about the magic of wishing upon a star and his incredible work in voice acting. Busy show. More BT coming up.
On a star.
Yeah, the Leafs are going to win the cup.
And the star answered.
The Rogers MasterCard, the best no annual fee cashback card in Canada. Visit rogersbank.com.